"Hey, what's this about on the wall?" And he goes, "Oh, that you don't want to do that unless you can run 10 miles a day and swim 5 miles a day."
I'm like, wait, no, 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 no.
No,
We're
we the same.
we're no, we're on the buddy system. And he's like, you're on the buddy system. Hey, what's up, guys? This is J and Q back
Yo,
with another
yo.
podcast. Today we are talking about our military time. We both served in the military, and we're going to talk about what it's like being a twin in the military and some of the experiences and things that we've
An
gone through.
identical twin. Let's get that right. Remember, the
An
other ones are
identical
real
twin.
twins. They're
I think
not real.
I think they know by now just by looking at the screen that we're
Okay.
identical.
All right. I hope so.
Yeah, so let's just kick it off. Let me ask you, Q, what I mean, right from the get-go. Yeah, right from the
Just
get-go.
dive right in. Okay.
Yeah, what's the
Well, I
the
think we got to
first
give a little bit of background. Like,
Okay, go ahead.
for instance, we both joined in 99, just to throw our age out there.
Damn.
Both joined in 99, and we joined under the buddy program. I don't know if it's still
Buddy
called
system.
the buddy
Yeah,
system,
buddy
buddy
system.
program, which just means you can go to boot camp together and be in the same division of 115 people in the same division together. So we did do that. Even backstory before that, Pops was in the Navy, so not that that was an influence there, but it did help us decide to go in and join.
We knew what we didn't want to be.
True.
We knew which
Well,
branches we did not want to go into.
100%. 100%. But the reason I say background there is because my first situation that I want to talk about being a twin in the Navy was before we even left the boot camp. Because we actually joined. So you go to MEPS. This is where like you do all your physical stuff and you pick your
Swear
job.
in.
You swear in,
Yep.
you pick your job.
Yep.
I remember we both went in saying that we were going to be aviation structural mechanics, right? That's
Yeah.
the title.
Yeah, working on airplanes. That's
Yeah,
what
working on
we
airplanes.
thought
That's
was
what
cool.
Pops did. We're good with our hands. Let's do it. And so we went to MEPS thinking that was going to be it. And I remember sitting in the MEPS station talking to the guy that's like finalizing our paperwork to sign. And while he's sitting there, like both of us, me and Jay, are both sitting there, I see this like poster on the wall. And this
You want to be a
poster-
hero? You want to save lives?
This poster had a helicopter that looked just like that with somebody jumping out of it with like a wetsuit on into the ocean. And I was like, and it was like, join the Navy, something. So it said, so others may live. That's what it says. So others may live. And I remember I just interrupted the recruiter guy there and I was like, hey, what's this about on the wall? And he goes, oh, that you don't want to do that unless you can run 10 miles a day and swim 5 miles a day. And I go, 10 miles a day. And I already see Jay's face was like,
Oh, I was like that. Yeah, we can move on. I don't want to do that job.
but the way he said it was like challenging me. So I was like,
Challenge.
wait a minute. So real quick, do I qualify for that job? He goes, let me check. Like annoyed that I asked him. And I'm
More
like,
paperwork.
yeah, more paperwork because he was more than halfway done with whatever he was doing. So he looks at my scores and he's like, yeah, you qualify for that. But I'm telling you, you don't want to do that unless you can you run 10 miles right now? And I go, well, I've never ran 10 miles, but that doesn't mean I can't. And he's like, well, you need to make your mind up because now's the time. Like, if you want to do that, tell me right now and I'll change the paperwork. But like, you need to hurry up and make your mind up. And he was just so irritated with me. And I was irritated with him because the way he said it, like,
Yeah.
first off, how come I didn't know about that? Like, he didn't offer that to me. So I said, yeah, I want to do that. He goes, you want to do that? And I go, yes, I want to do that.
I remember him
And
saying something like, so you're going to every morning when you wake up, you're going to go exercise. Like that's what those guys do. They go PT every morning. And the whole time my heads are just like, no, I'm
but
sticking with
it's not
my
like we weren't in like bad shape. We thought we were all that, like any 18-year-old kid did. Like,
yeah, what, like a $150, $160?
not even. I was a $135. I left the boot camp.
No.
I left the boot camp a $135, and I graduated boot camp a $155. I gained 20 pounds at boot camp. Anyway, I remember he asked me, and then he looked at you, and he's like, "Do you want to change your job too?" And you were like, "Nope,
Hell no.
And then we said, can we still go buddy program if we have two different jobs? And he said, yes. And that's how it started. We left towards boot camp just
Wow.
like that. And actually,
I
he told
forgot that
me,
whole story.
remember, because he told me I could work on airplanes and still be a rescue swimmer. That's what he told me.
Yeah, yeah.
And you were like, I just want to work on airplanes. I was like, all right. And then week 5 of boot camp is when you like pick your job, like confirm your job again. And they came up to me and said, hey, you can't be work on airplanes and fly in them. And I'm like, okay. So they're like, here, pick one of these 3 jobs. And I didn't know what all 3 of the jobs were. And I remember, I think you were like 2 people behind me, which is weird because it's supposed to be alphabetical. We're like lined up to talk to this
Yeah.
guy.
Yeah.
I was panicking because I was about to pick my job forever, and I had these 3 papers.
Forever.
I had these 3 papers that like I didn't. It was like an AT, AE, and AW, and I was like, I didn't know what none of them were. And the dude in front of me was like, I'm gonna be an AT. I was like, what do you do? He's like, I'm a aviation technician. I do like electronic stuff, and I'm like, yeah, I don't want to do that. And then the guy behind me, between us, was AW. I don't remember
Yeah.
his name. But I was like, what do you do? He goes, oh, I jump out of helicopters. And I'm like, well, that's what I wanted to do.
Yeah. Sign me up for the
Sign
jumping
me
out
up
of a
for the
helicopter job.
jumping helicopter thingy.
Yeah.
And that's how it ended up. But yeah, so that was like the first thing I think. We still got to go to boot camp on the buddy program, which was definitely interesting in boot camp, I think. Like we
Yeah.
started like other side of the room, but by the time we left boot camp, I think we were bunkmates, right? Or was it the other way around? We started
Well,
as bunkmates.
well, let's even back that up to day one at boot camp because that's kind of my first memory. Which you talked about going to maps, then we hop on an airplane, or we stay the night in a hotel, and then I remember in my late night hotel, I was calling my girlfriend from the hotel, like saying goodbye
Getting
and all
into
that.
the game. I remember that
Yeah,
because we had no cell phones or
no,
nothing.
there's no cell phones back then. I mean, but and then we hop on a flight, take our flight to Great Lakes in Illinois, or actually Chicago O'Hare, and then we take a bus to Great Lakes, and then getting off the bus, that was the jump off right there, and it was just like the movie showed it, right? Like somebody hops on the bus and I'm like, get your maggot asses off this bus, and just screaming at
You
you.
remember that? Because
Oh yeah,
that shit is blocked out of my
no,
head. Like
I
my brain
remember
said, you don't
like
need to remember that, big guy. You're good.
there's a lot that I don't remember, but that was like I don't want to say traumatizing, but that was impactful to me. Like screaming, we haul ass off the bus. We're standing up against like the side of the bus, in a line, and they start telling us like, you go here, you go there, you go there, and they get to you were in front of me. They get to you and they're like, you go there, and they point to me and you go there, and I'm like, oh, wait, no, 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 no.
No,
We're
we the same.
we're no, we're on the buddy system. And and it is like everything just stops, dead quiet. And he goes, what the hell did you just say? I was like, we're on the buddy system. And he's like, you're on the buddy system. And he talks to his buddy and he's like, hey, they're on the buddy system. And I'm like, oh shit, here we go. And his buddy's like, oh, the buddy system, okay. And I'm sitting here like, my fucking recruiter, I'm gonna kill his ass if we're not staying together. But so he goes, okay, well, since you're on the buddy system, hold his hand. And I'm like, holding his hand? What? Hold his hand? And he's like, I said hold his hand. I heard he grabbed your hand. And now we're sitting there like legit holding hands next to each other. And they're like, get your asses over there. And then we went to the same ship or division, whatever.
You sure you just didn't have a bad dream about this? 'Cause
No,
I
fool.
I just
I
remember holding your
remember
hand.
we had to hold hands all the way through the first part of processing. Like it was a long time where like we shouldn't have been still holding hands, but they just wanted to freaking humiliate us. That was my first memory. And to be honest, like as humiliating as it was having to hold hands with another man for whatever 15 minutes that it was, like that was still probably one of the most scariest parts of our life because we, at that age, we hadn't experienced anything. And now we're like, we just got dropped into boot camp with screaming RDCs at you,
True,
so
but
we had somebody
we're the
there.
only person that had somebody else there.
Yeah, we're the only ones with the buddy system.
Yeah, I gotta say, I expected boot camp to be a lot worse, but I think with both of us there,
Oh, that was huge. That was
made it.
huge.
It almost made it fun because we would mess with other people. We'd freaking pick fights. Nobody's messing with two people.
No, everybody's there. Everybody there is alone, probably for the first time in their lives, away from their family, and had no idea. Like they might have thought they had an idea what they were getting into, but they had no idea what they were getting into. So they're having to deal with it by themselves. Where I had my brother there, like, which we're just like, oh well, at least if as long as we're both together, it doesn't matter what they throw at us. Like we'll be
Yeah,
good.
we could talk shit about people together. And,
Yeah, we were doing. I remember doing push-ups in the back together, stretching in the back because we couldn't fucking touch our toes, so we had to
stretching.
stretch
I remember
together.
that we had the Asian guy come and yank on our arms
Oh
to get
yeah,
so we could pass
I don't remember. Do you remember his name?
heck no.
I just remember that he could put his hands all the way over his toes and touch like his heels, and I was like, hey, I need you to come show me how to do that.
Yeah,
I
and he
can't.
would just sit in front of you and like latch his feet to yours and grab your arms and just yank you, and he'd pull every hamstring muscle
Oh
you
yeah.
have, but
Hey,
you would
will you
touch your
touch your
toes.
toes?
Yeah, no, that's fair. I remember that. Yeah, I think boot camp was definitely different for the twins, but we definitely made the best out of it. I
Yeah.
think one of the next like big moments that I remember was the barracks because you went to San Diego, you got orders to San Diego before me. I was still in school. And then when I came to San Diego, they moved me into the barracks and I told them like, "Hey, I got a twin brother that's in these barracks. Can I just be roommates with him instead of having a stranger?" And I think we had to like routed shit or something to chain of command. Long story short, we got in the same room, and even though we're working two different jobs, we still had the same room. And I remember some of my classmates that were going through school, through aircrew school with me, saw you in the barracks one day and just started talking to you because they thought you was me. And they were like, I think it was Parker T was the first one that said it.
Parker
And
T was the first. It
what did he
happened
say?
multiple times.
Yeah.
He just walked up and like he put his hands on me, like which I was not okay with. Like back in those days, like I thought I was tough guy. Like don't touch me, don't get close to me and all stuff. And I was walking around all thinking I was hard. And he came up and like it wasn't like a headlock, but he came and like put his arm around me and like. And I like turned like squared up, ready to fight. Like who the fuck is it? Like, and he's like, Q. And then that's when I knew I was like, okay, he thinks I'm my brother. And I'm like, I'm not fucking Q. Like I was pissed because he had like jumped on me.
Yeah, because these AWs are touchy feely.
Oh, slap you on the ass, credit card you, all that.
Credit card? Wow.
Credit card
Okay.
you.
Okay.
Don't act like y'all have never done that.
Nah, never that. I
Yeah,
mean,
sure. There's a
we'll
credit
good
card
game the shit.
award on
We'll
the back
good
of your
game the
wall.
shit out of each other, though. I'll
On
tell
your
you.
wall back there, it says credit card award.
You're dumb, fool. This coin right here is from the #1 credit card.
Yeah,
reader.
there you go.
No,
No,
so I
well, even
remember that.
before the barracks. So you talked about telling them that I was in that barracks so you can join with me. I remember I finished I finished A school in Pensacola first, and I lied and told them that my twin brother's in San Diego, so I want to be stationed in San Diego with my twin brother, and I was second in my class, so they were like, okay, well, since your brother's there, we'll go ahead and make that for. And you weren't even there yet; you were still in school.
But we both planned on going to San Diego. That was
Yeah.
our end goal.
Yep. So I got to go to San Diego because I lied and said you were already there. And then when you got there, you lied. Well, you didn't lie. You just used me to be able to get the barracks.
Yeah, but to get there, I remember I had to be top 3 of the class because the top 3 got to choose their orders location, and I was just like, man, I have to push this out so I can get ordered because it was like I'm going to Jacksonville, Florida, or I'm going to San Diego. Those were literally the two choices, and I'd say most of the class wanted to go to San Diego, so there were less orders to San Diego and a lot of orders to Jacksonville.
Yeah.
And I was like,
I
dang,
mean, who doesn't want to go to San Diego, right? Like,
Yeah.
first tour, you're going to San Diego, California. Like, that's golden.
Yeah. But so I remember that. I also remember this story. I'm just gonna say you're probably not gonna like this story, but I
Okay.
remember being
No,
in the
it's not
barracks
true.
together. It's 100% true.
What?
I remember being in the barracks and you just got off a watch at like 3 in the morning or something. Like I think you were out on the gate or something like that, gate guard. And I've been sleeping. And you came home and you had a story to tell me. You were excited to tell me about your watch and that like
Oh, I
they
already
did
know
s-
you.
they
I know
did
you're
s-
going to say, asshole.
they did some drill and the drill had people like trying to pretend like they're coming onto the base, and you had to be the security guy and stop 'em. But you were so pumped about the story, so we're both sitting up on the edge of our bed. Actually, I'm laying on the bed, but I got my head up like
I'm
this.
sitting on the floor and you're laying on the bed.
But you're so animated in telling me this story at
It's a
3 in the
good ass
morning.
story. It was a solid story.
And I just remember I fucking fell asleep on you. You were talking, I just go, and I shut my eyes, and I was out. And next thing I heard was Q, and I was like, "What?" And you're like, "You're fucking sleeping," and I'm like, "No, I'm nah, I'm not. You're good. Finish what you're saying." The
Finish the
guy,
story.
the Brit, yeah. What?
And you're on the watch and something happened.
You were so mad at me.
Yeah.
You definitely didn't finish your story,
It
and
was a
you're
good story.
just effing go to bed. And you got in bed pissed. But I remember that story so good because you were mad at me for a couple of days, I felt like.
Well, I must not have been animated enough if you just doze off in the
I
middle of
was
a call.
tired. I run and swim 10 miles every day. Remember what the guy said? Which was a lie. I don't think I ever ran 10 miles,
No,
ever.
you still can't. It's, yeah.
Huh? I never had to do it for my job. Let's put it that way. But so I
I
remember that.
remember, so because you were a SAR swimmer, rescue swimmer, you got to wear a flight
Search
suit.
and rescue swimmer. Get it right.
That's what I said. Tomato, tomato. You got to wear a flight suit, and I had to wear like coveralls, just regular, basic coveralls.
Yeah, not
And
everybody can be great.
And somebody came up to me and asked, I saw you on base wearing a flight suit. What the hell were you doing wearing a flight suit? Because I was an air crew. And it was somebody, it was higher ranked than me, but not like, it was probably like a E6 or something like that, maybe a E5. But I was like, I don't wear a flight suit. And I saw you by the exchange in your flight suit or something like that. And I was like, that was my brother. So people used to think that I'm walking around freaking wearing the wrong uniform just because you're walking around.
Yeah, people would run into me all the time. I go to the exchange, and I eventually I got tired of like trying to figure out why this guy thinks he knows because I already know. I'm like, all right, this guy thinks I'm Jay. So I could do two things. I could interrupt him right now and be like, nah, bro, like I'm his
That's what I
twin. And
did
they're gonna be like,
usually.
wait, what? No, like, no, bro, like we were just there, bro. Like, what are you? No, it's not me, not me. Or I could just go with it. So sometimes fools meet me at the exchange and be like, Jay, what up? And I'm like, hey, what up, Jay? Hey, yeah, all right, call me later. Hey, yeah, for sure. I remember. Don't know who that dude is. I'll go back to the barracks or call Jay and I'll be like, hey, do you remember a guy named Jose? Jose said he went to school with you or something. He's like, oh, yeah, Jose.
Yep.
And I would say that even happens that that happened after I retired. I remember 20 years later, I ran into a dude at an exchange and he was looking at me all weird for a long time and like trying to finally I was like, "Do I know you?" And he's like, "Myrick? Myrick?" I'm like, "Yeah." He's like, "Dude, you were at a S3 shop with me, man. You were the shop supervisor." And I'm like, "Yeah, now you're talking about my brother."
That is just mind blowing to me. Like me only being in for 4 years, like for
Yeah,
their
I guess we should have told him that at the beginning.
yeah, I only served for 4 years and got out. Q served for 74 years, so
I served for 22 years,
that's what I said.
and then I retired.
Yeah. So people that stayed in remembering me is just insane to me. Like I don't even remember half the shit that went on in my 4 years. Like it went by quick. It went by fast. It was nuts. But I do remember walking around the exchange or commissary or something and hearing people Q, and I wasn't as nice as you. Usually I just ignore them and keep walking because I didn't want to talk to anybody, or I just like nod my head and keep walking, or I would interrupt him. I'm not Q. You're wrong. I'm his brother. Leave me alone.
Yeah. Well, I could say that I remember. I don't know. You brought up the exchange and stuff, but like, do you think that we didn't volunteer very easily that we were twins? Like, it didn't. That's not something we would brag about. Not for any reason not to or to. It's just not something that I don't think we did as twins. Like, we didn't like
It's
volunteer
just
that
normal
information.
for us. We didn't have to announce it. It was just normal for us.
Yeah, but like people at your command or people at my command, like
Oh,
we would
didn't
go
know
two
we were
years at
twins.
the command and they'd be like, "You got a twin brother?"
Oh yeah,
Like, yeah, I got an identical twin brother.
yeah.
No, you
I
don't.
get that now. Even at my workplace now, we'll do two truths and a lie or something like that. And I'll be like, I'm a twin. People, they're like, you're twins, like identical. Yep, I'm identical. And they're like, no
See, I wonder
way.
if other identical twins like volunteer it, or if it is something that they wait for somebody to ask, like a tell me an interesting fact about you or something. Like,
Well, I look at it like you're my only brother, like blood brother. So I look at it like people don't walk around saying like, yeah, and I have a brother. Like,
but that's how they act when you tell them you have a twin brother. Then they're like,
that's true.
"You have a twin? You haven't said anything? Like, what do you want me to say, dude?
Yeah.
Like,
My name's
do you have a
Jesse,
sister
and
or
I
bro?"
have a twin. Just so
I
you
think that's
know.
what people expect. That's what they
Yeah,
expect.
you're
Like,
right.
you
You're
better
right.
identify yourself as an identical twin as soon as you meet, because their feelings are hurt later if they find out. Which
Yeah,
to
like
us, like you said,
you're trying to pull one over on them if you
yeah,
don't. Like, so you didn't
exactly.
tell me he must be about to sneak up on my ass and trick me.
And that's always the next question, right? Like, how many times has he came over here at your place? Has he
Yeah.
been here before?
Are you even you?
Are you? I hate that. And I always lie. I'm like, he's here all the time. You guys just never know. Usually, if he was probably like standoffish and didn't want to talk to you guys, that's probably why.
Yeah. Yeah.
All right. Well, let's take a break.
All right.
We'll be back.
We'll be back.